I will not, let us say Tamilagam is more appropriate. This land keeps the soul of Bharat.
Protest is to express our displeasure against Mr. RN Ravi. He is just a spokesperson of the RSS.
His view as regards Tamil Nadu and Tamilagam in the context that he used is really bothering the opposition parties.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. Between the Governor of Tamil Nadu and the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, who is taking the right stand remains the question. What the Governor proposes, the government under the Chief Minister disposes, and what the government under the Chief Minister proposes, the allegation is that the Governor disposes. This Governor versus government fight is not something which is a new one, ladies and gentlemen. But what we'll try and get to in this edition of The Right Stand on the debate is whether this fight is politics or is it core ideological, that someone is pushing for an ideological shift in the way Tamil Nadu sees itself or what Tamil Nadu stands for, or is it somewhere mixed? It's political ideology and somewhere is it all mixed? We'll try and understand this from where Governor RN Ravi is coming from and where Chief Minister MK Stalin and the government run by him, led by him, are coming from. Let's try and understand what happened in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. It's been building up over a period of time. Tamil Nadu, Tamilagam is the latest one in terms of the argy-bargy between the two sides. But what happened is at 11:25 a.m., Governor begins his speech in the Assembly. Then quickly thereafter, what happens is Varga Tamil Nadu chants are raised. Congress, VCK, MDMA, MLAs walk out of the Assembly. So the allies of the DMK walk out. Governor skips certain portions of the speech, and this is after the draft speech was sent to him and it was re-edited. Despite that, he skips those portions. We'll come to that. Chief Minister expresses regret after Governor skipped certain parts of the speech. The Governor's address is supposed to end with the national anthem. That didn't happen. The Chief Minister intervened, pushed for a resolution to strike down the Governor's words from the House note and also relax Rule 17 so as to use or accommodate the original speech. Governor walks out of the Assembly in the middle of the Chief Minister's speech. So the Governor just gets up and goes away. So who disrespected whom is also a question. What is the Governor... What did he skip? Let's try and quickly understand what are the portions that he actually skipped. The Governor skips portions of the speech saying government follows the ideals of Periyar, Kamarajar, Anna, Karunanidhi. Much acclaimed Dravidian model of governance. That part is skipped. Didn't read the speech prepared by the government, approved by him, is what the DMK is alleging and the government is alleging. Government delivering Dravidian model of governance. So this part was skipped. So vigorous, valor and all of those adjectives had been removed from the draft, but even much acclaimed Dravidian model of governance was not read. Governor acted against our principles and the government is the allegation. Highest priority to maintenance of law and order. This portion was also skipped, saddening against the traditions of the Assembly that this was not followed. Steps to ensure state a heaven or a haven of peace and tranquility. Violation of legislative traditions by the Governor, because these are portions of the speech that were skipped. Now, is the Governor within his rights? Well, if it is a mutually agreed upon draft prepared by the government for the Governor to read and the Governor skips, then questions would be asked. But the Governor is at liberty to choose what should be read and what should not be, and whether or not, because he's in a constitutional position. Let's quickly go across to Annamalai joining us on the phone line. Tamil Nadu BJP Chief K. Annamalai, he's currently in Kerala on the way to Darshan at Sabarimala. Namaskaram, Vanakkam Annamalai ji. Thank you very much for your time. Let me quickly ask you your thoughts on the developments in the Tamil Nadu Assembly today.
Anand sir, Vanakkam. What happened today in Tamil Nadu Assembly is really not a great sight, especially for democracy. The DMK government and especially the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is fully to be blamed for it. And even before the governor sir started his governor sir started his address, a section of the political party, especially the alliance partners of DMK, they started creating a ruckus, blaming the governor for not clearing the bill, blaming the governor for speaking about Tamil Nadu and Tamilagam, and they all staged a walkout, where the DMK, the speaker, fully 3-4 minutes without controlling them, they were enjoying those moments. They all went out. Then when the Honorable Governor started his address, it all went well. He just spoke whatever is supposed to be spoken. The Governor's address is supposed to be complete only when the national anthem is sung. But unfortunately here, even before that happened, the Honorable Chief Minister of the he started moving a resolution expunging the Governor's remark, which is uncalled for. Maybe this is the first time in Tamil Nadu's history also. But the Governor did not have a choice. He had to walk out. It's very fun whatever happened today.
But Mr. Annamalai, the DMK alleges that this was a mutually agreed upon speech and the governor didn't read the full speech. So the chief minister only extended or requested the speaker to relax rule number 17 and incorporate the whole speech.
There is no rule in the Indian Constitution that whatever the state cabinet is giving, the governor has to read it in toto. The governor will read it whatever is in consonance with the Indian Constitution. For example, there was a specific paragraph which said the Tamil Nadu government is solely responsible for repatriating back the Tamil fishermen who were stuck up in Sri Lankan jail. And it was more on the appreciative side. We all know fully well that the external affairs is purely the domain of the central government.
Right.
And even for all the Tamil Nadu fishermen, whoever is repatriated back is due to solely the efforts of MEA, the central government. The governor just added the fishermen were brought back due to the efforts of the state government and central government. Maybe in my opinion, if the governor hasn't used the word called central government, which is against the ethos of constitution, as a state is claiming, it is doing an external affairs to the Sri Lankan government, it is talking on its own. Likewise, in another paragraph, the cabinet has given this draft speech to the Honorable Governor.
Right.
The state is an oasis of peace. Maybe the governor felt it is not so. And just now a suicide bomb attack has happened in Coimbatore. 38 places after the PFI ban, petrol bombs were thrown. And last week in Chennai, a woman police constable was molested in a DMK public meeting. And governor did not want to talk about it. We have to understand, sir. DMK is building a fake narrative. Governor never added any paragraph of his own. The Honorable Governor never inserted his thought or his process. Whichever was not in consonance with the Indian Constitution, like the external affairs part, he skipped it. Whichever is not true, he skipped it. He added the central government line to it. Even the word called Dravidian model of development, I don't think the governor had a problem in reading out. But the word before the Dravidian model of development, in the draft speech apparently they have mentioned the vigor and the valor. The state is marching with the Dravidian model of development. When the draft speech was given to Honorable Governor on January 6th, we were told that the governor has sent back with some suggestion that the vigor and valor can be removed. It looks like a political speech. He can't utter those words. When the words are not removed, even after that, the governor has skipped that line. Now DMK is trying to build a narrative that the governor did not use a word called Dravidian model of development. No, I think the governor had a problem only with the adjectives that were used to glorifying. It looked more like a political
But
speech.
Mr. Annamalai, this is the speech portion which is skipped by the governor from the speech in the assembly today. And this says the government is founded, and this is paragraph 65. The government is founded on the ideals of social justice, self-respect, inclusive growth, equality, women empowerment, secularism and compassion towards all, following the principles and ideals of stalwarts like Tandai Periyar, Anna Ambedkar, Peruntalaivar Kamarajar, Periyar Negar Anna and Muttamil Aringar Kalaingar. And this government has been delivering the much acclaimed Dravidian model of governance to its people. So those two adjectives have been removed. It now says much acclaimed Dravidian model of governance to its people. The governor skipped that also.
Sir, with respect to this specific paragraph, what problem the governor had and what is the to and fro communication that happened on January 6th and 7th, I am not aware. But with respect to what I have spoken, which was against the constitution and more like a political speech, I fully believe governor was within his rights to reject it. And second, sir, in a democracy, it is not given that the state cabinet will write anything and give it as a draft address. The governor is supposed to read it. Yes, governor can't read his own address. That is a norm. But governor skipping or altering a particular word which he felt is not right, appropriate. DMK trying to make this as issue is not right, sir.
Right.
And secondly, what is the respect they are giving to the governor? Let us go 3-4 months before whatever is happening. This is a state where a sitting DMK MP in front of the CM in Namakkali utters a statement. The conditions that existed for a separate state is still there in Tamil Nadu. Please don't force us to ask a separate state. The CM is smiling and listening to that. And every single day they create caricatures against governor, they demean his office, they do all sorts of things. And now the DMK crying foul within the assembly, and they should apologize to the Tamil people for insulting and demeaning the governor's office continuously, not today. Over the last many months after Mr. RN Ravi has assumed the office of Tamil Nadu governor.
But let me ask you, Mr. Annamalai, is this an ideological fight? Because the governor is trying to push an alternative narrative compared to the Dravidian ideology, political ideology? Or is this a political fight because the DMK is an opposition to the center and the governor is somebody who's appointed by the president? And that's the allegation that the governor is towing a narrative of the BJP or the saffron narrative.
So the DMK government has to understand the current governor of Tamil Nadu is a 100% professional person. He comes from a certain background. This is not his first state as a governor. He was in a tough state in Northeast as a governor.
Yes.
He was our interlocutor for border issues. He's a thorough professional who's occupying this office. And many a times is asking that uncomfortable and inconvenient question to the state government. The state government just expects the governor to keep mum, which a right-thinking governor will never do that because he's here to do a specific work. And the governor has never interfered into the daily administration of DMK government. He never called chief secretary with a file to his office. He never reviews the administrative mechanism. He doesn't do that. He knows fully within his power. He just speaks truth to power, stating that you got to do this right. Last time also, after the Coimbatore suicide bombing attack, the governor made a statement. The state government should have been more careful in handling this. Immediately, the state government attacked the governor, saying, "How can you give lessons to us on administration?" This is unfortunate, sir. The DMK has got this mindset to attack the governor because they want to hide their failure in administration. They want to deviate the people's anger. That is why they are doing this as purposely. It is not happening once.
But the allegation, Mr. Annamalai, is that the governor is sitting on 20-odd bills. The DMK government is saying, what administration will we do if you are sitting on installing laws that we want to pass?
The governor's office has given explanation for that also. When there are some bills which outrightly encroaches into the union government's power, for example, the Rummy bill, where straight away they want to get into cyberspace, the domain is fully within the central government. The governor has sent back the bill asking you can't encroach into the central government domain. And they create a narrative as if the governor is deliberately not signing. With respect to some of the education bills, which is directly violating the UGC Act. And they've got a problem with the Vice Chancellor appointment. They want political appointees to go and rule the rules. The governor has got a problem, sir. For every bill the governor is holding, he is not holding. He has put a note, he has sent it back to the speaker, asking for clarification. DMK government doesn't talk that side. They talk only about the delay in the bill, not with respect to whether they have given clarification to the clarification thoughts by the government.
Right. Mr. Annamalai, thank you for your time. I know you are just about to walk up from Pamba, so have a great darshan at Sabrimala. Swami Sharanam, Vanakkam. Thank you. So that was Mr. Annamalai, K. Annamalai of the BJP, saying it is the DMK which is playing politics. Let's dive into the whole debate straight away, ladies and gentlemen. Is this fight political or ideological? And who's at fault? The governor or the Tamil Nadu government? S.G. Surya, Tamil Nadu State Secretary of the BJP is with us. T.R. Ramesh, President, Temple Worshippers Society with us. Kovai Satyan, AIADMK spokesperson from the Edappadi Palaniswamy faction is with us. But first, I'm going to go across to Mr. D.K. Elangovan, Senior Leader of the DMK. My namaskaram and vanakkam to everybody. Mr. Elangovan, how would you want to respond to what Mr. Annamalai has said? That the DMK government is being vicious and is pursuing a vendetta kind of agenda against the governor?
No, we have nothing against the governor. We only say that whatever bills passed in the assembly, resolutions passed in the assembly are kept pending. But the governor is working for the BJP. He is not working for the state or the country. That is our charge. There are 20 bills which are pending, more than 20 bills which are pending. I don't have the list. But even the bills which fall under state list in the constitution are pending with him. As far as this rummy bill is concerned, we know how things happen. Even with regard to liquor, some states ban liquor. It is the right of the state. It is not a common subject. It is a subject which is going to protect the people of the state. When we find that about 20 people have died because of this rummy, we thought that we should protect our bill, and the government of India does not care about it. So we passed a bill for which the governor, if he is really interested in the people's welfare, he should have given assent. Like that, many of the bills which falls under the state list is still pending with him, but he does all politics.
So
He is propagating BJP ideas. That is what I say. The government of the people of Tamil Nadu have chosen DMK to govern. They have given only 4 seats to the BJP. But since he is the governor, he is in the office, holding the office of the governor, he is misusing his power to promote BJP and see that the BJP agenda
but is the domain of online gaming just a state subject, or is cyber security, cyber policy a national subject is one aspect? But you are saying there are many other laws as part of the state list which is also he's not signed. Is that his polite way of saying no? That's another point. But let me ask Mr. Kovai Satyan. Mr. Kovai Satyan, what do you think? Who's at fault, the DMK or the governor?
Our party, AIDMK, is disappointed with the governor's address because there were a lot of expectations towards the people welfare measures and schemes. It was absent. However, the act of DMK today has brought a disrepute to the assembly, disrepute to the people of Tamil Nadu. DMK wanted governor to be the brand ambassador for all their fake narratives and false agenda and false achievements. When governor didn't give way, so this is not an ideological war, this is not a political war, this is a war of facts. You cannot expect somebody to lie through your teeth, like how Mr. MK Stalin and their fellow members are doing day in and day out. You cannot expect a governor to do so. Having said that, it is not unusual that a governor's address will not have an agenda with times. The schedule is fixed. Governor finished his address on time and he was waiting for Stalin to give the final vote of thanks, followed by the national anthem. Rather than Stalin chose to drive a cheap political narrative and to enact a drama in the public. And he stood up and he said, I'm diluting Article 17, I'm trying to bring in a resolution against the governor in front of the governor. For the first couple of minutes, governor was not aware what's happening because he couldn't understand the language. When he called up his subordinate and asked him what's happening, when the subordinate briefed him saying that they are bringing a resolution diluting Article 17, that's where the governor staged a walkout. So the message is clear and evident. You say something, you commit something, and finally you want to enact a drama to suit your own political narrative, trying to hoodwink people and trying to drive people to your narrative. That's what happened today.
Mr. Alagovan?
It is wrong. Governor has read the speech. He had given his assent. His assent is there on the papers. After giving assent, when the speech was sent to him, he should have objected to certain portions. But he had given his assent. And after that only his speech was printed. What the chief minister said was, maybe the governor has changed some portion of the speech. All we want is that the entire printed speech should become a record, should be on record. That was what he said. The printed speech was accepted by the governor earlier. He had given his assent. Only after that the speech was printed. After that, when he wants to change, then he should have asked, even at the time, before giving assent, he should have asked the officials to change some portion. But he didn't do that. Only after getting his assent, the speech was printed.
No, but that's okay. But does that mean you would disrespect the governor? Was there no disrespect?
No.
You didn't allow the national anthem to play. There was no vote of thanks, Mr. Alagovan. Okay, please complete. Yeah, and then Mr. Satyan respond to it.
No, what the governor did, he had given his assent. After that, the speech was printed and circulated among the members. After that, when he speaks, he changes some portion. He is deleting the names of the leaders who were instrumental in the development of Tamil Nadu, including Kamaraj, Anna, Periyar, Ambedkar, many leaders. See that his agenda is purely BJP. It is not in the interest of the state or in the interest. Maybe the ADMK may not like Anna. Because even though they have the name Anna, they don't care about respect and disrespect shown to Anna. That is the point. That apart. What the governor did was he violated his own
narrative. Let Mr. Satyan respond, and then I have a larger question. Yes, Mr. Satyan.
Yeah, Mr. Ilangovan senior most can still try to set a narrative, fake narratives like their leader. In the parliament, they go and take a vote saying that this is the land of Periyar. They never invoke the name of Anna. Now thinking the plight of Anna, and we are the one who came forward and changed our party name to Anna as Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. But they want to paste the sticker of achievement of Anna into theirs. Pasting sticker on somebody's achievement is in the blood of DMK. And you cannot find fault with it. That's their culture. And they telling us that no, we have forgotten Anna is nothing but a laughing stock. We don't have any change in our mindset that Tamil Nadu has to be Tamil Nadu, but we don't drive that narrative in the same of instigating people on separatism. Tamil Nadu is a part of India, and we are clear about it.
Correct. Is it not true that DMK minister, in presence of the chief minister, as alleged by Mr. Annamalai, did use the statement that we still have the option of separation, we still have the option of pushing for a separate state? Now, why make these soft separatist comments? Why encourage people who try and quote Periyar and say that Periyar said 4% of the Brahmins need to be killed and need to be culled. It was not done then, let's do it now. These comments are not being made by DMK leaders openly. Is that not true? And hasn't Governor Ravi been deliberately been challenged? See, the chief minister himself uses Tamilagam. But when the governor says it, then they remove it from their this one. So then what is this, Mr. T.R. Ramesh? Is this politics or not? And if the BJP talks about Hindutva, then they say they are pushing the Hindutva brand and the Hindutva ideology, etc. But the DMK can talk about the Dravidian model of governance, and that is perfectly secular and that is perfectly right. So you cannot talk about your political ideology, but I can talk about mine and it's perfectly all right. How is that okay?
Truly, they are on a confrontation mode with the governor. And they might even say that the governor is also on a confrontation mode with the government. That's quite apparent, became apparent today. DMK was always opposed to the post of governor. Even before coming to power in 67, Annamalai used to say that the post of governor is as unnecessary as a beard to a goat. That's what he used to say. Correct. So he was totally against the position of governor. But after becoming chief minister, he said the governor is giving us good advice and all. Basically, we must remember the governor has been placed in the position, the constitution has placed him as a balancing act. A majority government, especially a brute majority government, cannot bulldoze certain things in the name of policy making or in the name of governance, etc., etc. There has to be a person through whom it has to go, and the person has to be not only a neutral, he has to be a completely third person. Correct. Non-political person. But what is happening in Tamil Nadu is a clear confrontation. I really think if Kalaignar Karunanidhi had been the chief minister, he would have completely avoided it. Not only that, he would not have allowed the confrontation to go to this level. Karunanidhi's experience with many governors have been not on a confrontationist mode at all. Today, there are many leaders in DMK who seem to be either showing to be more loyal than the king himself, or they are acting on their own. And the chief minister, 2 or 3 times, he openly said that I'm not able to control them, or I'm afraid what they will utter next and all that. And this is happening. But today, Honorable Chief Minister Stalin himself made a statement in the assembly to adopt the original speech. The governor, in his own right, has not used certain portions of the speech, which is fair enough, especially undefined things like Dravidian model and adding the names of leaders and say this is how the Dravidian model is. It's something undefined. They are trying to define through the mouth of the governor. That was really unpalatable for the governor, I would say, and he did not mention it. But what happened today in the assembly is unprecedented. The governor should also make it clear, make it transparent, at least after a certain time, may say after a month, why certain bills have not been passed, and what are the communications he has sent to the government, at least a synopsis of them, and ensure there is transparency and for before the people to know what is really happening vis-a-vis the bills. That should also happen.
So you're saying both sides need to come down a bit, de-escalate this face-off, and both sides need to work together. And had there been perhaps some more mature politicians of the past would not have allowed this to escalate. But we have seen confrontations in the past too between governor versus government, not just in Tamil Nadu but otherwise too. And there have been far more unruly demeanors that have been conducted where leaders have conducted themselves in the most deplorable way. In assembly and on the forecourts of the assembly in Tamil Nadu. So that is also not forgotten, and it's there etched in the memories of a lot of people who follow Tamil Nadu politics. But SG Surya, the governor is towing the line of the center. Governor is towing the line of the BJP. The governor is trying to do the work for a party which has just 4 seats in the Tamil Nadu assembly. How do you want to respond to that?
See, Anand, first of all, I am not the spokesperson for the governor, so I cannot speak on behalf of him. But as a political observer and an important party in the state of Tamil Nadu, I see it as the observation from the governor's point of view in his conduct today. First of all, DMK is playing this good cop, bad cop within the assembly by itself restraining from doing anything and asking its allies to go and shout in front of the governor even before he commenced his speech. So the intention of the ruling party and their alliance is very clear right from the beginning. Secondly, see, the governor is not mandated by the constitution or by the law to just read the script given by the state government. That there is no codified law. There have been occurrences where the governors have deviated from the speeches. For example, Arif Muhammad Khan, for example, Sadashivam, for example, Tathagata Roy, and for example, other governors in Bengal in the 80s and 90s. So this is not something new. Today, why I see governor has deviated, I can give you with pinpoint examples. See, suppose if the state government writes in the governor's speech and gives, the state of Tamil Nadu will succeed from the Union of India. Suppose the state government gives such a text, do you think the governor is supposed to read that verbatim? No. The governor will obviously apply his logic and the mind and the presence of mind, etc. Here, point number 12 and point number 65, these are the points that the governor has omitted from reading. Let us go to point number 12. The point number 12 tells the state is a haven of peace and tranquility, free from any form of violence. Just before a week in the heart of Chennai, you had 2 DMK office bearers molesting and misbehaving with a woman police officer, and they were not arrested for 3 full days unless the pressure came from the opposition parties. So what kind of peace and tranquility are we talking about? We had bomb blasts in party offices, we had terrorist attacks, even the DMK's own ex-MPs are killed by murderers. There are 950 murders in the states in just 1 year, all cold-blooded murders. Before the DMK government, the law and order was not this bad. So what kind of peace and tranquility are you talking about? Do you think the governor is not allowed to respond with the evidence in hand? Secondly, I will come to 65th point. The DMK leaders, including the current representative, keeps telling the governor has demeaned leaders like Annadurai, Kamarajar, and etc. My point is at point number 65. There are 2 words, Kamarajar and Dravidian model. These both are oxymoron. How can you bring Kamarajar into the Dravidian model? Throughout his life, he was against this Dravidian model, Dravidian parties. Aren't you ashamed to claim credit of Kamarajar, who was throughout his life against you, to bring him under the Dravidian model? Like Kovai Satyan said, they are spinning fake narratives through the mouth of governor, to which he is not acceding. Let us also consider facts. How is Kamarajar part of a Dravidian model?
So
Can
you are
any
saying
DMK
that the
leader
governor
explain to me?
skipped
And
all
do you
those.
think the governor should come and read?
So the governor, being on a constitutional post,
He
skipped
did-
anything and everything that would not only underline what you as the opposition are alleging is a fake narrative, but also which would have also perhaps underlined or championed a political ideology narrative or that is being championed by the DMK. Mr. Elangovan, how would you want to respond to that? Final word, sir.
This is not the one state matter. In every opposition ruled states, Kerala, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana, the governors are acting on the wishes of the BJP leaders. And the state governments were insulted. It is happening everywhere after the BJP came to power, after 2014. That is what we see. This is not new in India, only in Tamil Nadu. It is the same affair with every state wherever there is opposition parties are ruling. So they don't take one example. Governors are there to ensure, as he said, of course, if there is a law and order problem, governor, before giving assent to this speech, he should have deleted it. He should have asked the government to remove that. He didn't do that. He read the speech and had given assent. After that only.
Correct, but while reading a speech, if somebody decides that they don't want to mention certain aspects, then shouldn't that be respected, or should that be disrespect outright, saying how dare you?
No, see,
I'm just leaving that.
I was in Parliament for 11 years.
Correct.
Many speeches they say that the speech may be treated as laid on the House. So he not entirely.
Correct, but that has to come from the governor. No, that has to come from the governor with the governor's acceptance.
Yes.
But that has not happened. It has not come from the governor's acceptance. It has come from the chief minister who's bulldozed and saying, "I'm going to push for a relaxation of the rule." Sir, so that's the perception. Sir, I have to wind up. This governor versus government will continue. We will take this forward. I've run out of time because when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a short break, it is going to be a conversation you have to listen to. This is the author of Kitne Ghazi Aaye, Kitne Ghazi Gaye. He is the one who's going to be taking the right stand, and we'll hear the right word. His book is releasing on the 14th of February as an honor or as a tribute to the Pulwama Bravehearts. But General KJ is Dhillon. You've got to listen to this one. Stay with us.